Welcome back. Today is all about sports and women in sports. Obviously, Egypt is well known, for instance, in a number of different sports, such as squash, where there were a handful of players that were playing in it, and they were mainly men. But today, women are crushing it in a lot of different sports, from squash, tennis, motorsports, swimming, whatever you can think of. Women are pioneering in it here in Egypt, and we're going to take a look at a report about these women and about the achievements that they've made in the fields of sports.
In Egypt, squash is one of the most compelling mysteries in sports. 20 years ago, Egypt could point to a handful or two of great squash players in its history, and the last time it had produced a world beater was in the mid-60s, when Abu Talib won the British Open 3 years in a row. Today, if victory were cake, these people would be gluttons. The top 4 men in the world rankings are Egyptian, and 6 more are in the top 20. Since 2003, an Egyptian has won the Men's World Championship 10 times. The dominance of the Egyptian women may be even more impressive, given how few played the game at the turn of the century. As with the men, all 4 of the top female squash players are Egyptian, including the world number 1 Ranim El-Walili. Reinforcements are on the way too. The girls' junior national team has won the world championship 7 years running. Talking about tennis, Egyptian tennis player Mayar Sherif became Egypt's first female tennis player to qualify for the Olympic Games 2021. Prior to the 2020 France Open, Sherif participated in the 2020 Prague Open. She has career-high rankings of 171 in singles and 268 in doubles, according to world rankings in March 2020. As for swimming, Farida Osman is the African and Egyptian record holder in the 50-meter freestyle. She is also the Egyptian record holder in the 100-meter freestyle and butterfly. Her best event might be the 50 butterfly, an event that she won at the 2011 FINA World Junior Championships. Not only did she break the meet record, but she was the first Egyptian woman to win gold medal at the meet. Egyptian women excelled in various sports locally and internationally and proved to be among the best champions of the world.
Welcome back. We're joined in the studio by Salma Slim, a world champion in speed, karting and rally. A good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we're just gonna take a look at a profile about your achievements and what you've done so far. We're gonna take a look at that, and we're gonna ask you a few questions and get back to
Okay.
you. Okay. And we're back again with Salma Slim, and we're going to talk a bit about your career and how you started. Can you tell us how you started this career?
Okay. I'm watching races from 3 years. I used to love and shape Z cards. And I love to race, so I decided to buy my car and do all setup like this, like them.
Yes.
And already I buy my car, and I participated at autocross and time attack.
Yes.
That for speed test and
Yes.
karting also from 3 years. I participated in Sharm el-Sheikh and Cairo. I take lots of trophies and for now rally.
And these are different kinds of motorsports. Can you tell
Yes.
us a bit about them, the difference?
Karting, it's one seat, a small car,
Yes.
9 horse power, and you can upgrade to 32 horsepower. It's called the Rotex or IAMI
Yes.
mechanism. For speed, it's like your daily car, but full setup. From engine to tires, tubes, you buy all stuff in
Yes.
car. You take off all old ones and put new setup, transformation.
Yes.
Rally also, it's 4x4 cars,
Yes.
full setup, totally different from your car.
Yes.
And desert for rally, speed test on track, and kart for track also for karting.
Is it different? Like, challenges are different for you with these different? I mean, rally is different when it comes to challenges than speed or karting.
Very, very challenges for desert and the track.
Yes. What do you wish you could do in the future? What do you want to achieve?
To spread more for motorsport.
Yes.
We need to everyone knows what is motorsport in
Yes.
Egypt.
Yes.
And we can do it now to everyone knows
Yeah.
what is motorsport for championships, like anything.
Can you tell us a bit about how your parents supported you?
Very support. My father and my mother, my daughter, very happy for me. For first, they very worried about me, but when they see I am very happy.
Yes.
Okay, Salma, go on. We very support.
Well, we have with us right now Yara Shalabi, a world rally champion as well, who's going to tell us a bit about the challenges. Good afternoon to you. Yara, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you tell us a bit about the challenge of motorsports, especially for women?
I personally think that the challenges in motorsports for men and women are almost equally the same, because whoever is interested to join such a sport, she must be a big fan, or she enjoys her time in the desert, or what that people might think that it's a big obstacle for us. It's not. If you're a motorsport and a desert lover, then you will be enjoying being in such a hard, tough terrain. But the main obstacle for a man or a woman is the same. It's the lack of opportunities, the lack of funding from the government or from the Ministry of the Sports for such a sport, the lack of time. Maybe all of us are normal employees, and we have very limited time between work and home, and preparing for races, and it's one of the main issues is time management, between managing everything, your own business and your hobby or your sport. So if you can manage and overcome these main obstacles, then the motorsport is like any other sport. You need to manage your time and money and funding, and to find the sponsors, and to support you to grow, whether to grow your team nationally, to race here in Egypt, or to go maybe more global and race international.
What about, I mean, I know there's a difference, obviously. We were just talking with Salma about...
Hi, Salma.
We were talking about the differences between rally and speed and karting and all of that. But does this also lead to Formula One races or the Grand Prix that we see worldwide?
I cannot understand your question clearly. You mean what are the position of Egypt among the other countries?
Rallying is obviously very different, but does speed lead to Formula One races, for instance, or karting?
How to start karting? I cannot understand your question.
No, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. I'm talking about Formula One itself. Does this sort of sports lead you to go to Formula One?
Formula One, you mean?
Yes, Formula One.
Racing lines and all sorts of different types of race. Yes, it's more or less the same, but it's a completely different technique when you drive karting than rally, than WRC car, than any other Formula car. I'm not an expert. I've never been in a Formula car, but as a driver, as a passenger. But
yes,
I cannot really tell what qualifies you to be a Formula One race, because it's a completely. I can be agreed that it's completely different technique.
It's a different sport, completely different.
The lines, the speed, how to control your car, but it's completely different from one vehicle to another.
Yes. And did you find, I mean, you were saying that you couldn't find support well, not enough support from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, but were the immediate family and friends supporting you in this journey?
We have the moral and the support of connections and awareness, and people are pushing us to grow and have more exposure from the automotive club in Egypt. They are the main organizer of the local rallies in Egypt, and the thing is, they do not have a dedicated budget for the racers to go more globally or to grow their team and
Yes.
to have more exposure. That's because we are not like some of the Arab countries that have been racing in the ministry and the government are dedicating a certain bulk and a big amount of budget for the racers who are experienced and they have proven themselves and they have aimed a good ranking, whether in their own country or international. We don't have that in Egypt, and I don't believe that there is any other sport that has this dedicated budget, but for the football sport. I think that many of the other athletes and many other different sports in Egypt are suffering from the same issue. But on an individual basis, all the teams in Egypt are always looking for sponsors, and that's the main funding comes from. When a certain company has a certain marketing campaign or a plan that matches what you can provide them by the exposure or how you market for their brand, that's how you get the funding. You cover the expenses to qualify your car or to modify it, to race and to grow, and that's how it goes.
Yes.
But when you go internationally and you like the factory teams, the big teams, the champions of the world championship, I think most of them are sponsored by their own country.
Okay.
And that's how it's different
Yes.
here in Egypt.
Yara Shalabi, World Rally Champion, thank you so much for joining us over the phone. Can you tell us a bit about the sports itself? I mean, as a woman, it must have been hard to get into a sports that's very well known for
Yeah, it's
men.
very hard because you deal with all men
Yes.
for what you are doing, why, so what upcoming for you. So I'm happy for that. I'm happy to race with you. Last race, I'm race with 24 men.
Yes.
So I can do it. It's easy for me. If you wanna do anything, you can do.
But did you think that they didn't take you seriously in the beginning? Like,
Yes, very serious.
Yes.
And you on track.
Yes.
You can do it or not.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. So thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us,
so much.
Salim, the world champion in rally, karting, and speed. Thank you so much for listening.
So much an honor.
Brings us to the end of this episode of Women's World, but stay tuned for more on Nile TV.